Hello, everyone. Good morning, and welcome to Fanshawe College's Fall 2020 Open House. Today, we are going to be talking about Lawrence Kinlin School of Business, Fanshawe College's largest school within the college. My name is Saurabh Malhotra, and I am a part of the Fanshawe International Center. I will be the moderator for today. Before we start this presentation, there are a couple of things I'd like to talk about around how the session will go. This is a webinar format, excuse me. So all of you are on mute, you're in listen-only mode, so you'll not be able to share your webcam or speak, but we want to hear from you. So during the presentation, if you have questions, please use the question box and put in your questions there. We will try our best to get through as many questions as we can. Please keep your questions to academic questions. If you have any questions related to international or arriving in Canada or anything like that, we have an international Q&A at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can come to that session if you have any questions around that. But that's really the housekeeping rules from me. With that, I'd like to introduce Lisa Schwarzman, who is the Associate Dean for Lawrence Kinlin School of Business. Welcome, Lisa. Over to you for the presentation.
Thank you so much, Saurabh. Good morning, everyone. It's a lovely day here in London, Ontario, and I'm really happy to be with you. As Saurabh said, my name is Lisa Schwarzman. I'm the Associate Dean for the Lawrence Kinlin School of Business. We are the largest school in Fanshawe College. We have approximately 4,000 students, and approximately half of those students are international. So we absolutely love welcoming international students to our school and to Fanshawe College every year. And I look forward to having some of you hopefully join us as well over the next year. Today, I'm going to talk to you about the Lawrence Kinlin School of Business, the various types of programs that we offer, and the different types of credentials that you might be interested in obtaining when you are here. We have a lot of different opportunities for you, and I'm sure we're going to find something that fits with what your interests are and the type of career in business that you're looking forward to having in the future. So we have several different types of program levels that you can study at Fanshawe College. In our business programs, we have certificates, which are either undergraduate or graduate certificates. These are usually 1 year or 2 semester programs. We have diplomas, which are 2 year or 4 semester programs, and many of those have co-op options as well. We have advanced diplomas, which are a 3rd year on top of the diploma. So those are 6 semester programs in total, which is the 2 years for the diploma, and then the 1 extra year for the advanced diploma to give you the 3 years in total. And then we have honors Bachelor of Commerce degrees, and we have 4 of them. And those are 4-year or 8 semester programs, and they have a mandatory co-op or work term in those programs as well, between levels 7 and 8, so into the 4th year. And I will go into greater detail in my presentation about each of the level of programs that we have and the various program offerings or disciplines that you can study. Just switching. So let's talk about certificates for a moment. So certificates are a wonderful opportunity for students to try something new. It is not a large commitment. It is usually 1 year or 2 semesters. So they're a very short period of time. And for students who are coming to us from secondary school or high school and looking to start college for the first time, sometimes these can be a wonderful way to bridge your secondary school experience and then the Canadian educational system experience. And so we have 3 different programs. Our most popular one is Business Fundamentals, which is a program that gives you the fundamentals of business. So business communication, customer service, ways that accounting, math, these are great programs for students who aren't sure if their academic credentials that they have from post-secondary are going to be a good fit for a diploma. And so this gives you an opportunity to ease in to the college environment. And students that take this program, when they are finishing their level 2, they have now finished the equivalent of level 1 in a business diploma, and so they can enter into level 2 of any one of our other business diplomas and keep going. So for students who are looking for a bit of an extra a bit of study and support, this can be a great program. Our diplomas are the most popular programs that we have at Fanshawe. So these are 2-year programs. They have a common first semester. So you will be taking the same business courses in your first semester as all other business students in the school. Even if you're studying marketing or accounting or logistics and supply chain management, it doesn't matter. You will take the same courses in the first semester. And so those will include courses like Introduction to Marketing, Introduction to Accounting, Introduction to Business Processes, a business math course, and a communication or writing course. So those courses will be the same. You will get to know a lot of different students and different professors, and it gives you we like to say it gives you a taste, lets you try out some different subject areas. And if you find, you might think that you're coming here to study accounting, but when you take a marketing course, you might decide that marketing is really what you love and you'd like to switch into the marketing program. So you can do that without any problem after the first semester. You'll see all of our different intakes that we have. So you can join us starting in September, like in the fall, in January for our winter term. In the spring, we have a term that starts at the end of March, and in summer, we start the beginning of May. So we have an opportunity for you to come into a diploma at any one of those times. Many program areas that you have to choose from. So we have our regular business, which gives you a bit of everything in business. And then we have accounting, finance, human resources, insurance, marketing, payroll and bookkeeping, and supply chain and operations. So many different things that you can choose from. Our advanced diplomas, as I had said earlier, are that 3rd year, that extra bit of study that really gives you a solid foundation in the area that you've chosen to work in. And so we have business administration in leadership and management, business administration accounting, we have human resources and marketing as well. And so this really builds on the curriculum of the 2-year diploma, and we're giving you advanced skills. And there's a lot of hands-on work, hands-on study that takes place, especially in that 3rd year. This also gives you an opportunity if you're interested in transferring to one of our Honors Bachelor of Commerce degrees, the 4-year degrees. You can take this program, the advanced diploma, and then transfer into the final year of the Bachelor of Commerce degree. So you get credit for the first 3 years that you have done in the diploma and advanced diploma. So it's a very nice pathway for students who are interested in obtaining a degree, but maybe aren't sure if that's what they want to start out doing. So you can start in a diploma and then apply that work towards your degree later on. Our 4 Honors Bachelor of Commerce degrees are the same level of a degree that you would have at a university. So in Ontario, degree level learning isn't based on the institution or a type of institution, but rather the level of learning. And so degrees, we have 4 Honors Bachelor of Commerce degrees in accounting, and these programs in accounting are aligned with the CPA designation, so the Chartered Professional Accountant designation, which you need to have a degree to obtain in Canada, and you can use the educational credits. They give you credit for the educational requirements based on the program you are taking with us in the Kinlin School. And then we have a digital marketing degree. We're really well known at Fanshawe for our digital marketing experience, and our students receive absolutely an amazing education in this field, and many of our students have gone on to win national or international awards in digital marketing. Wonderful industry for digital marketing in the London and Southwestern Ontario area. And so it's a very popular program. And human resources management is another area, and then management. So leadership and management is our final degree that we have. So as I mentioned earlier, there are very flexible pathways if you would like to complete a degree with us. So you can start by entering directly into semester 1, and we have many international students who chose to do that. And you would come right to Canada from high school, you would enter into semester 1 of the degree and do all 4 years in the degree. You can also transfer into semester 4 after you finish the 2-year diploma. So that might be another way to do that if you want to start out with a diploma and see if you like it and then move into a degree after that. And option 3 is you transfer into semester 6 after you've completed the advanced diploma. And then this means that you only have to do 3 more semesters, which include the one co-op term, to be able to complete the degree after you've done the advanced diploma. So it's a really nice way to be able to get credit for the work that you've done and still end up moving into a different program. So it's a nice way to build on your credentials while you're here at Fanshawe. We also have graduate certificates, and these are very, very popular with international students. If you already have a degree or a diploma from your home country, and you might be looking to come to Canada for some post-diploma or post-degree education, graduate studies are a wonderful way to do that. So we have many, many different areas that you can study: insurance and risk management, international business, professional accounting, agribusiness is very popular, marketing management, project management, business analysis, human resources, supply chain and logistics, operations, finance, and sport and event marketing. Sport and event marketing is one of our newest programs, and it's really exciting for those of you who are interested in sport and might like to work in the business of sport anywhere in the world. So we have developed a program for that. So as you can see, there are just so many different options for you, and you would come, and most of these programs, almost all of them, are 2 semesters. There are a couple that are 3 semesters and include internships or work placements as part of that program. But most of them are 2 semester programs. And many of our international students will bundle 2 programs together. So they might choose project management and business analysis, or logistics and supply chain and operations management. Those are 2 programs that go well together also. And students might decide to do that and then have the 2 one-year credentials that that gives them a really solid foundation on top of your degree from another country. And that's a really wonderful way to build some Canadian study and work experience into your resume if you're looking to stay and work in Canada for a while. So the graduate programs, as I said, they're very short, so 8 to 12 months, and they are very focused on industry credentials. So all of our graduate certificates are tied to an industry credential. So as I mentioned with accounting, they are aligned with the CPA designation. Our human resources programs are aligned with the CHRL, or Certified Human Resources Leader or professional designation, and many, many others. So it's wonderful to have an idea what your career goals are when you're deciding which program you might want to come and study at a graduate level, because we can help you figure out what you're going to need to be successful at entering that marketplace with your degree from your home country, and then what credentials would best fit for you to enter that market in Canada. And so many people in the international office and in our school, we're also happy to help you with that and help you decide what would work best for you. One of the things that we're really excited about at Fanshawe that we feel really sets us apart from other institutions is our focus on experiential learning. And in the Kinlin School of Business, this is one of my top priorities. I am always really excited to hear about the projects that students are working on. We have built our entire school around the idea that students that have community connections and the opportunity to solve real business problems in school will help you solve real business problems when you're finished school and you're working. And so we start right from the very beginning helping you do that. And we do this through a number of different things. So we will have actual companies in the London area that you will work with in many of your courses, and they will bring a business problem to the school, and you and your classmates will work on that problem as a project and trying to help solve it. We do a lot of work with case studies, and we actually write our own case studies. We use cases from different institutions as well. And we have our own Kinlin case methodology, which is a way of actually studying using business cases. Sometimes we have programs that actually use that instead of any tests or assignments. Every week we just work on a different case and students talk and present and figure out really complex issues, the types of problems that you would be working on every day in a business environment once you're finished and you're out working. So this is a wonderful opportunity for you to get a number of different practical and hands-on business skills to complement the theoretical business education that you will be getting. Our students and the employers that we work with in the community think this is a wonderful opportunity to help prepare our graduates for what it will really be like to be working in business in Canada. So a number of different unique opportunities in the Lawrence Kinlin School of Business that I'm going to talk to you about right now. And the first one really is the idea around the pathways, as I mentioned. So it doesn't really matter which program you start with. We can find a way for you to continue to something else that you're looking to do when you are part of Fanshawe. So just one example here, some students have started in the Business Fundamentals Certificate that I talked about at the beginning of the presentation. They finish that one-year program, they move into level 2 of a diploma. They finish the diploma, they might move into level 3, or they move into a degree. They may move into a graduate certificate. And then some of our students actually go on to pursue MBAs or master's degrees in other institutions as well. So many different pathways, and you will be well taken care of in your educational journey by choosing to come and study with us here in the Kinlin School. So just a few schools around the world that we are connected with, where many of our students have chosen to complete a degree after they have done a diploma. So of course, we are always hoping that our students will stay with us in the Kinlin School to complete their degree. However, many students like to come to Fanshawe and then maybe move to another institution to get some different experience. We have many of our students have attended Western University, which is located here in London, and King's University College and Huron and Brusha are all schools that are part of Western University. They're affiliated colleges. Many of our students go to those colleges at Western as well, and we have transfer opportunities for students. So we have a 2+2 program in accounting and with Western, and many of our students will come and do 2 years of study at Fanshawe in the accounting program and then move to Western and do 2 years there to be able to complete their degree and a diploma in accounting between the two institutions. So that's a wonderful opportunity as well. And then we have schools all around the world, as you can see from some of the different names of institutions that are here on this screen. So many different places for you to go and study. And then, as I had mentioned earlier, I have many programs that lead to professional credentials, like the Charter of Professional Accountants, the Canadian Professional Sales Association. We have credentials around insurance and project management. There are just so many different things that you can take part in, and we'd be happy to talk with you about those. We have many exchange partners, so many of our students and many international students as well are interested in coming to Canada to study, but they love the opportunities. If you're a traveler or world adventurer, you can choose to study with us and then take one semester and study in another country that we have a partnership agreement with, and so you could go on an exchange. And this means that you would go and live in another country for one semester, you pay your fees to Fanshawe, but and you don't have to pay them to the other institution. You just have to pay for your flight and your travel expenses. But we do have scholarships available for students to be able to go and do that. So if you're looking to come to Canada, but think it would be fun to also have an adventure in a different country in the world, perhaps in Europe or South America, this might be an opportunity that you want to consider once you're here. These are just some pictures of many of the students that have either come to Fanshawe from mostly our European partners, and many of our students that have gone and lived in other countries as well to study. And even for many of our international students, this is a very similar type of experience because you're choosing to move to another country to be able to have an adventure and study at the same time. So it can be a lot of fun. And so in our classes, we will have students that are here from other countries, and it's a wonderful way to get to meet people from all around the world and make great friendships. And our students are that we have on exchange are a wonderful addition to our school, as are all of our international students who join us. One of the things that we do also at Fanshawe around working with live clients or companies within the community for that experiential learning is we have a community consultant program. So many of our students in marketing and human resources and accounting and in business leadership and management, they work with companies throughout the whole term. We have special programs that do this. So you have an opportunity, you can see some of the names here of companies that we've worked with. Some are local to the London area, and some are national or international companies that you might recognize. And our students work on wonderful projects for these companies, and it's just a wonderful way for us to contribute to our community and help prepare our students for great jobs when they're finished. Many of our students are interested in clubs or other extracurricular activities when they're here at Fanshawe, and we're happy in the Kinlin School to have several different clubs that students may join. We have a Bachelor of Commerce Student Association. We have our very active Fanshawe Accounting Association, Financial Society. There are just many different options for students to become involved in different things, as well as lots of sports and other activities that I'm sure you've heard about in some of the other presentations this week. Now, this is one of the most exciting pieces of news I could share with you, is just how successful our Kinlin students are in international and national competitions. So our students win a lot of prizes. We're very successful in case competitions particularly, and we have students who have won numerous awards with our digital marketing program. So this picture at the bottom of the slide is a picture of a number of students that won a Google competition, and Google actually flew all of the students and their professor down to California and had them at the Googleplex for several days, and they got wonderful gift bags full of computers and phones and all kinds of fun stuff, and they won first place in the world. And we just, this was a few years ago, and we just repeated that this year. Our students won the Global Online Marketing Challenge, Academic Marketing Challenge, and we competed against colleges and universities around the world. And our Fanshawe Kinlin students won first place in the world and first place in the Americas, in North and South America. It was just a wonderful opportunity for our students and our professors. We were just all so excited and so proud of our students. So if you choose to come and study marketing with us in particular, you'll have an opportunity to participate in some really great competitions. Logistics and supply chain also has many students that participate in case competitions, as do some of our accounting students participate in case competitions as well. And our degree students have their own case competition and sometimes take part in external ones also. So just so much going on, and so many opportunities depending on the area you're interested in. We are all over social media, as you might imagine, being a business school with digital marketing programs. And so you are welcome to follow us, and I recommend you do. These are the different hashtags or accounts. I am also on LinkedIn and Twitter, and you are welcome to follow or link in with me. You can just send me a request, and I would be happy to link in with you also. If you want to follow a hashtag, KinlinBiz is a great hashtag. Anything that happens in the Kinlin School, we will hashtag it with KinlinBiz, and Future Falcon, of course, because we're hoping that you will choose to come and study with us at Fanshawe. So with that, I am very happy to take any questions that you might have. I look forward to chatting with you.
Thank you so much, Lisa, for taking our students through all the wonderful selection of programs that are available to students coming to Lawrence Kinlin School of Business. So at this point, I'd like to encourage students to put in their questions around academics, around the business school, around the competitions, around the certifications that you have in the question tab, and I will pose these questions to Lisa. So I'm just trying to read a couple of questions. Okay. So there is a question coming in around the business management BMT program, Lisa.
Yes.
And I know that's the London South Campus, so I don't know if you want to just reiterate that.
No, that's fine. I can handle that. Go ahead, Saurabh.
Okay. So the question is like just like more information about the business management program in general, the BMT.
Sure. So BMT, so business management, is a 2-year graduate certificate. We actually developed it in the Kinlin School. It was one of the things I had developed with the Associate Dean of the London South Campus. So it's not located in the Kinlin School anymore. It's actually at our London South Campus, which is just a different location, but part of our Faculty of Business. And we work very closely with both schools. And this is a 2-year, 4-semester program in business management. It's entirely case-based learning, so no tests or exams. It's all, every week you're working on different business cases. So you read a case and you prepare for it, you present it, you have great discussions in class around all kinds of different topics: management, leadership, marketing, finance, sales. There would just be so many different things that you're studying. And the students are really enjoying this program. It's a lot of work, so you have to be prepared that you're going to need to work every week on this. But it's an amazing opportunity to develop business management skills and training. And 1 semester in that program is an entire project. So in your 3rd semester, you will work on a big project with an organization in the community. You will be just busy with this every day with your professors and your fellow students, and you'll be meeting with a company, you'll be studying them, you'll be solving business problems, you'll be presenting on that, and just really developing your business management skills. And they have wonderful faculty, wonderful associate dean who is extremely knowledgeable, one of our top people at Fanshawe on case learning, and he would be happy to welcome you to the London South Campus. It's a wonderful program.
Thank you, Lisa. The next question I have coming in is, you stated that the international students often bulk. So the question comes from Liz. So the question is, you stated that international students often bulk 2 graduate certificate programs together, so bundle the 2 graduate certificates programs together. And the student is just wondering, what is that meant for? Like, why would students do that, and how would they do that?
So that might be a better question for you to answer, Sarah, but I'll just give a little bit of background on it. And it is related to primarily, I think, because many international students are hoping to stay and work in Canada once they're done studying, and students need to have 2 years of post-secondary education in Canada to be able to apply for a 3-year work permit. And my understanding, that is the major reason why students are looking to do 2 programs. Students could choose to do 1 2-year program, like the business management program, or they can choose to do 1 or a diploma, or a degree would give you at least the 2 years. But many students are looking for the 1-year graduate certificates because they want that tie to the professional credentials, and they're really thinking in their career now. They've finished their degree, they've done lots of different courses. Now they're thinking, I want to be prepared to work and get a great job and make lots of money and spend some time in Canada and travel, and they've got lots of plans. So we offer the bundling of programs. That's what I can answer from an academic point of view, but that may be more of a question for the international office about the bundling.
Yeah, and I would agree. Like, it's because students want a longer work permit of 3 years. So if you do 2 programs, you get that. But also, in my experience, talking to students who've done that, they've loved having 2 skill sets, because if you do 2 graduate certificates, you get amazing skill sets in related, but 2 still a little different fields. And that opens up, I think, the employment opportunities as well for students. So that is another reason, but you're right. The main reason is you get a longer work permit. So that's what a lot of students go for.
And just as an example with that, just myself as sharing my own personal story is I have a master's degree in public policy and administration. So public sector management, managing in public organizations, which I do. I lead in a public organization, but I also have a degree in education, which is connected. I work in both. I work in education in a public organization in management. So many people would say, well, why would you do two very different fields of study? But I always knew I wanted to tie those together. And so you might be thinking the same thing, having two different programs, but you can see a connection between them is a great way to build your career and gives you an advantage over other people who just have experience in one of those areas. So that was just a piece of personal advice from me.
Thank you, Lisa. The next question I have coming in is request to elaborate a little more on the job opportunities in the business insurance companies.
Okay, so thank you for that question. That's a wonderful question. I have to tell you that I have not seen a program where we have more opportunity for students than business insurance. It is incredible. So the insurance industry, I understand it's different all around the world, but in Canada, it's a very big industry. And there are many, many insurance companies, and many of our students, they finish a 2-year program, they get wonderful jobs, working with insurance companies. They can take additional training and professional development through the insurance companies themselves. There are you get licensed as an actual insurance broker or an agent. We have a graduate certificate and a diploma in this field. So if you've already got a degree, I would recommend you look at taking the graduate certificate in insurance. And if you don't have a degree, I would recommend you look at the diploma in insurance. Both of them will prepare you for an amazing career. Wonderful opportunities, great opportunity for advancement. The companies tend to promote from within. So once you get into a company, you're able to move up quite quickly. And we have more insurance companies looking for our graduates than we have graduates. So for whatever reason, a lot of students don't understand the careers that are available in insurance, and they overlook these programs. The students that do go into them they get jobs. They are most of our students are employed. Many companies are actually hiring our students before they finish school and giving them part-time jobs so that they will stay with the company when they're finished, because there's so much opportunity. Now, it's not a field for everyone. So if you are someone who likes to be organized and likes the idea of working on projects and being you're very detail oriented, you like solving problems, and the idea of working in an office environment, in a professional office in your career, if that's appealing to you, this could be a really wonderful opportunity. For students who are looking for something really exciting where you need a different environment every day, or you might want to be moving around from company to company, or you love the idea of marketing and sales and, kind of a flashier, more exciting job, that's probably not an insurance fit for you. But I would say if you are a serious student who thinks that having a career in a financial or insurance or risk management type of field, and you could see yourself working in an office and you're very detail oriented, insurance may be something for you to consider. If anyone is interested in talking more about the insurance program, I'm very happy to connect you with our coordinator of our insurance program. She'd be happy to talk with you.
Thank you so much, Lisa. I would just request everyone to look at the chat box. I have shared the link for our open house session. There is a session happening at 9:30 a.m. I've just shared the open house registration link. There are many business sessions happening as we speak, and like for the next couple of hours. So you can look at your specific program that you're interested in and attend that webinar as well as we speak. So I've just shared the link for that as well. The other thing I'm doing, Lisa, is there are a lot of questions coming in which are country specific.
Okay.
So I'm just providing a link for Fanshawe College's advisors across the world. So you can talk to them, because if there is a country specific qualification question, if so it might be better directed to them. But Lisa, there are many, many questions coming in. We'll move on right to the next question.
Okay.
So there is a question coming in about orientations. When students are starting these programs, how does the school, how does their professors help them get oriented towards that? They're talking about orientation sessions before they start and all that. So if you could briefly touch on that.
Sure, great question. Thank you. Yes, we have program orientations for every single one of our programs. So every program has a program coordinator who's like a leader or manager of that program. It's a professor, but they also coordinate the program. And they will meet with you. They will host an orientation. All of the students that are starting that program are invited. Right now, we're doing those online because of the pandemic, but we hope to go back to those in person in the future. And we usually have that the day before or the Friday before the classes start. So this, I highly recommend you come. It's 2 hours. Your professor, your coordinator will give you lots of information on how to be successful in the program. You'll meet some of your professors, and it's a great way to get started. Your professors in the first week will also talk to you about what their expectations are in the course, in their course and in your program. You have an opportunity to ask questions. There are orientation sessions for the college where you can meet other students, find out about our athletic facilities, the library, student services. There are so many different things. The international office, drop in and visit, many different ways for you to become connected. And it's the one, I say it's a good question because I used to teach in our school before I became the associate dean. And one of the things, I had many international students. I taught in international business. One of the things that I always thought was a mistake was students would come, maybe they would arrive in Canada on the Friday. School starts the next Monday. The students would say, oh, I'm so tired. I won't go to class the first week. I'll come the second week. And I understand it, you know, from traveling internationally, you're tired when you first arrive. But please don't miss that first week. That is an opportunity for you to really get to know the school and your professors and what your assignments and courses will need from you. And students who miss out on that really don't do as well as other students. I always think you only have one chance to learn it right from the beginning, and we do so much as a college to offer that. So please take part in that.
Thank you, Lisa. The next question comes from Mohammed Yassin, and the question is about co-op. There are many questions on that.
Mm-hmm.
When is the co-op? What semester is co-op? What is the minimum duration of co-op? And will the college help us find a co-op?
Okay, so great question. So co-op can be at many different times in your program. In the degrees, the co-op is always after semester 7, before semester 8. So there's a 8-month break there for students to have a co-op opportunity. Many students, you only need to have 1 semester, but we give you an opportunity to have 2. So many students will find their co-op position will be happy to have them stay for 2 semesters, which gives you 8 months of income and work experience that you can have before you finish your final semester, and then you've got great connections for the workplace after that. In the diploma programs, the co-op tends to be after, like in the summer break, after each of the years. So you do level 1 and 2, and then you have, so let's say you start in September, you do level 1 in the fall, level 2 in the winter, you have a co-op semester in the summer, and then you come back to school and you do level 3 in the fall, level 4 in the winter, and then you can have co-op again, or you could do level 3 and then a co-op semester and then come back and finish your final semester. Many different ways to do it. We do have a co-op and career services office at Fanshawe that works really hard with our students to help you find co-op opportunities. Co-op is always paid. That's the difference between co-op and a work or experiential learning opportunity. Those are not usually paid, but co-op should be paid. So you're being compensated in some way. And most of our students, I always suggest students look at this as a joint partnership between you and the college and our co-op office in terms of finding a job. So, you know, we will not place you in a job, but you will get lots of support to go and find a wonderful job. There'll be job postings and you can interview for positions, but it's really up to you. You need to prepare and go into sell yourself in the interview and show them that you're the best person for the job. And for many of our international students, one of the things I always recommend is take some time at the beginning of your educational career, once you get to Fanshawe, to think about companies in London or anywhere in Canada you might want to work. You can go anywhere to do co-op. But think about what they will be looking for at the beginning and take any opportunity you can to get some Canadian work experience before you go for the co-op. So even if you're working at a restaurant or at the mall or in a store, at the college, anything you can do just to get some Canadian work experience, I think will be very helpful. Many of our students find that once they get a job with, I'm just going to use McDonald's as an example. You could come and actually just get a part-time job working at McDonald's, but McDonald's Canada or the corporate office of McDonald's may have other office or a marketing or other positions within the very large McDonald's corporation, but now you are already an employee, so you have a better chance of getting those types of positions if you're looking for co-op. And I'm just using that as an example because many students, I think, don't realize how networking within businesses can be helpful, especially in the first couple of semesters as a student. I hope that answered your questions.
Thank you, Lisa. The next question coming in is about, so it's the question student is asking about is diploma and then transiting into a master's, but I think it's also, this is an opportunity for us to clarify and talk about how I think a master's and a university education is different and valued in Canada. But also, I know students have questions around, I have a bachelor's from my home country and I'm doing a diploma or a graduate certificate here. How do I get into a master's? Do I need to get into a master's and so forth? So if you can elaborate on that, Lisa.
Sure. So I think it's important to recognize that graduate studies, like a graduate certificate, is not a master's degree here. So ours are very focused on the skills you're going to need for the workplace. It's very practical, hands-on learning that's very tied to professional credentials. A master's degree at a university here will be much more theoretical. So the study much more academic in terms of the readings and papers and assignments that you're going to do. It's a different focus. Now, what is best for you is really a personal decision. But for many of our students who choose to study with us here at Fanshawe, they're really looking for 1 or 2 years of study in order to be able to work in Canada. And so the idea that they can come in and get that professional the professional connections through a graduate certificate and prepare for an actual workplace is more important to them than more theoretical study at the master's level, where if that's what you're looking for, a university is going to be a much better choice for you to go to. Colleges do not offer master's degrees. We offer graduate certificates. So there is a difference there. There's going to be a difference in the type of learning, the level of learning, many different things.
Thank you, Lisa. There is a question coming in about marketing management and sport and event marketing. Are those two programs a good combination?
They're a wonderful combination, wonderful combination. So the marketing management is going to be more technical around the Google AdWords, search engine optimization, analytics, customer relationship management. There are going to be so many hands-on courses in that field that give you a very solid foundation in marketing and how to be a manager in marketing. It's a lot of fun. Sport and event marketing is connected to that program. A few of the courses are the same. So I think it's 3 or 4 courses are the same. So you would get credit for those. So you wouldn't have to take them over again if you didn't want to in the second program. But the sport and event gives you a very focused sport marketing experience. So if you have both, you now are a great practitioner of marketing, you understand management of marketing, you understand how to use all the tools of marketing, and then you specialize in a sport or event management industry. And our sport and event marketing program has lots of volunteer and student experience built right into the program in all 3 levels. The final term is actually an experiential term. So you're getting experience working, it's like an internship where you're working with a sporting organization or a business that relates to sport, like Nike or Under Armour would be businesses related to sport. We would have internships with different teams, sporting teams. There might be opportunities to work with local organizations that support young people in sport. Management of events. So in London, we have an air show. We would have events at arenas. Maple Leaf Sport and Entertainment is a group that we have some partnerships with in Toronto as well for this program. The London Knights, which is our hockey team here in London, they're a partner of ours in this program as well. So many different opportunities for students. If you love sport at all and marketing, that is a wonderful combination.
Thank you, Lisa. I think we've dealt with many of the questions because a lot of the questions were similar, so I clubbed a few questions as well. If there are still any questions, please reach out. I'm sorry, there is one question that I did miss out. The question is about the operations management program.
Yeah.
And what are the employment opportunities for that program?
So great question, great opportunities in operations management. So that is really looking at industry, so manufacturing industry. So I'm just going to give an example of a food processing plant. So we have Dr. Etker, which makes pizzas and frozen foods here in London. So big factory, brand new facility over the last few years. And they might have, let's say, 1,000 people that are working in there making all of their food, shipping pizzas all over the world. They need people to manage the operations in their factory. So everything from making sure that all of the goods that you need, the materials are arriving from all of the food products they need to buy, making sure those are all shipped in, that they get distributed within the organization, making sure that people are working, doing their jobs when they're supposed to be, and that you're overseeing quality. And there's just so many different aspects to that. Operations managers really are in there every day in any industry, making sure that things are working correctly and that people are doing the jobs they're supposed to be, that everyone's working as a team and you're meeting your deadlines. And it's an incredibly valuable role. When we were developing this, and I was involved with this development many years ago, the idea from companies when they came to see us was they said, we don't even like to have our operations managers go to other events with other companies because they get job offers from the other companies because there are just so few well-trained operations managers. So we thought this was a great way for us to help our local community. Our students are very successful at getting jobs, and a connection, if you're looking for 2 programs, operations management and logistics and supply chain management are 2 really great connected programs as well. Human resources management and operations management might also be a nice one if you're looking at managing people in an organization or looking at working in manufacturing. Operations and supply chain is a really nice connection for students who have perhaps an engineering background in your home country before you come to Fanshawe. Those tend to be nice groups of programs together if you're in engineering and can go and work with manufacturing organizations. That's one, it's a great pathway with the engineering, operations, and supply chain. In Canada a few years ago, I don't know the most recent statistic, but about 4 or 5 years ago in Canada, we had a desperate shortage of qualified logistics and supply chain managers. There were over 50,000 jobs that were not filled in Canada because they couldn't find qualified people to do those jobs. So our students do very well in this. But again, networking is very important. So we have clubs and organizations and lots of projects that you will work on with local companies. And I always suggest you get involved with those right away when you get here so that you make the connections, you go to the industry networking events, and you go on LinkedIn and you create your profile and you connect with these companies to help prepare for your career. It's really a strategy. You have to develop a strategy. It comes together really well. I've seen thousands of students come through our school who have wonderful lives in Canada. Many of the international students I taught many years ago still stay in contact with me. A couple years ago, I traveled to Alberta, to Banff, and met up with some students that were my students who have met in my program. They got married, they had a baby. I went out and visited with them, and it was wonderful to see them. So, you know, the students love the experience here in Canada, and I know you will as well. I think you will just absolutely love Fanshawe. The International Center, Sarab and his team, they're a phenomenal group to work with. You're in very good hands, so I really hope that you will choose to come and study with us.
Thank you, Lisa. There are questions coming in. So they're about employment opportunities. One is specifically about sport and event marketing, and how has COVID impacted those jobs? And then second is around employment in the human resources industry.
Oh, okay. So with sport and event, it's difficult to know right now how it's been impacted because we're in the first year of the program and we're in the first year of the pandemic. So I'm not sure what that looks like. We're still running our program fully online right now and trying to find opportunities for our students wherever we can to be involved with things. And some of our students are running virtual events, being involved with esports and a variety of other organizations to be able to still get the experience they need. The good news is with COVID, of course, that, you know, in the last few days, we have a vaccine, right? Like there are 2 vaccines that are going to come to market. And so the idea that the pandemic, you know, it's not going to go on forever. So I'm very confident that once we are all vaccinated and back on campus, that everyone will be able to pick up with these new opportunities with the sporting organizations. It will come back eventually. And then, I'm sorry, Saurabh, the second part of that question?
The second question is a separate question, is about the human resources and employment opportunities within the human resources industry for international students.
Sure. So human resources is actually one of our most popular programs at the graduate certificate level. And I'm trying to think how many hundreds of students we have in that program, because the requirements for human resources has changed in the last few years in Canada. So there's much more of a focus now on treating human resources as a professional designation, and organizations require you to have the CHRP or CHRL designation, and you need to be in an accredited program to be able to get that. So, you know, in the past, many students would just find themselves in human resources, but didn't have any special training in it. But now it's definitely a field that is really growing. There are a lot of opportunities, but you need to have the professional designations. And human resources works in many organizations, big and small, around, you know, hiring, recruiting, hiring, training, supervising, supporting employees, providing benefits and compensation, and there are just so many different aspects to human resources. You can start the program and just decide to be a generalist, so you can study all of the different areas and work as a generalist in any company, or you could choose to specialize in something. For example, training and development. You might decide that this is a wonderful opportunity, you want to focus on that, you get extra training on training and development yourself, and then specialize in that when you go looking for a position. Other students, international students, have focused, some students have focused on more of the cultural or diversity issues around managing a large company and employees, and so supporting employees from a variety of backgrounds. You can also apply this to international HR, especially if you have a few years of working in Canada and you decide you want to go back to your home country, or you want to work in a different part of the world. Knowing how people manage and run organizations and how employees are treated and supported in a variety of countries will be very beneficial. I worked in Japan for 2 years in my career and teaching, and it was a wonderful opportunity. I didn't have when I went to Japan, I didn't think I wanted to stay there forever, and I didn't. I knew I wanted to live in Canada for most of my life, but I wanted the opportunity to work in another part of the world, and I've traveled extensively in Asia, and it's so nice knowing how people live and what's important to them in different countries, because it helps us here in Canada to be appreciative. You know, we have diversity of religion and cultural backgrounds, and we observe so many different things. We just want to create a wonderful environment for everyone to come and study and work. And many of the organizations and businesses here follow the same thing. So I think it's a great pathway.
Thanks, Lisa. So we have time for a few more questions. There is one question that I have already, and the student is asking, how about combining business program with entertainment or music? So I'm not sure if the student already has a background in entertainment or music or wants to do another program after doing business, but in general, how would a business program gel with an entertainment music background or / program?
So I'm not that familiar with the entertainment and music programs. It's an interesting question. It's not one I get frequently. What I would say though is that I think business is a great combination with any program, because today, and it's especially interesting to me because of the pandemic, looking and technology, looking at how many of us now, like I'm delivering this presentation from my home office. Saurabh, I think, is at his home office. We would normally all be at Fanshawe doing these presentations, or traveling to a different part of the world to do these presentations. And right now we're not. So the idea that you're going to use technology in a way that you didn't think you might use it in your career, or you didn't plan to, I think it's important to recognize you need to be able to understand and use technology. The second piece is that jobs are changing so quickly that what might be a popular industry today, you know, where you can actually get jobs within a few years, that might turn to more of a contract environment, or something where having your own business is very desirable. So having whatever your background is, if it's in music and entertainment, if it's in engineering, if it's computer science, medicine, whatever it is, business, whatever it is, the idea that you can tie it in with business, so an understanding of how money works in a business, how you hire and manage people, how you market yourself, what it takes to be an entrepreneur and to be a small business owner, those are great skills for anyone, regardless of what field you are in. So I always think it's a great idea, even if you're coming to study something in our technology area, it's great to do a second program in a business, in some way. I just think it's a wonderful opportunity.
Absolutely, and we see a lot of students doing that. We see students doing health program and a business, technology and business, automotive power and business. So yeah. I think that's really what business, and in my experience, what business really helps international students excel in is communication, persuasion, making a business plan, things like that, that a lot of the other technical careers might not focus on. Is something that they really gain out of business programming as well. So thank you for explaining that, Lisa. Those are all the questions we have today, I think. So I would like to thank you, Lisa, for taking time to present and then answer all the questions very patiently. I would like to thank all the students who put in the questions. Thank you, great questions. Please visit openhouse.fanshawe.ca, look at programs that you're interested in. There are sessions happening for the next couple of hours. There are many sessions happening. So please attend one if you're interested in a specific program as well. Lisa, last words to you.
Thank you so much for having me. And it was just so nice to be able to spend time with all of you today. Please don't forget to connect with us on LinkedIn or through Twitter or social media. Follow our school and connect with me. And I hope you choose to come and study with us at Fanshawe. Enjoy your open house week. Thank you, Saurabh.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.